This week, you blogged specifically about something happening with the TIF. Explain that to us, what happened, and in one of your articles, you called it political bait and switch, which I thought was interesting.
Well, yes, I did, and that also appeared in an op-ed piece in the Wichita Eagle. But what happened was, this was for the Tuesday, December 2nd meeting. At about lunchtime the Monday before, I looked for the agenda report, or the green sheets they call it, and that's the detailed information that goes into backing up the items that are going to be discussed on the agenda at the meeting. And so I looked at that at about lunchtime and took it at its word. Well, then the next morning at the meeting, Councilman Jim Skelton said, well, what's this with this extra $10 million in parking? And somehow, I think Randy Brown said, under the cover of Monday's Darkness, he's a great writer that way, they had decided that an extra $10 million, up to $10 million, would be added to this TIF to pay for parking in this Center City South redevelopment district, which is, of course, right next door or surrounding the downtown Wichita Arena. So my whole idea was that, well, this public hearing on December 2nd was not really much of a hearing, because things were in such a fluid motion right up until the actual meeting itself. The Wichita Eagle reporting on Tuesday morning didn't mention anything about this parking, and as you've mentioned, the parking is pretty controversial. If it had been known by the public that this parking would have been discussed at this meeting, I'm sure there would have been quite a crowd at that meeting to talk about the parking.
Randy was on the program last week, and I did read his letter, which was I think on Wednesday or Thursday this week, and it was interesting. He mentioned that his concern with this is it is a controversial situation, and Randy, of course, is president of the Sunshine Coalition, so open government or transparent government is a very important thing to him, and I think it should be to all of us. And that was his biggest complaint with this thing. Dion, this seems to be an issue that we hear of again and again, not just with city government, but with county and state government as well, and it's a real problem when people don't know what's happening or have the opportunity to know what's happening within the government.
Well, yeah, I mean, it really cuts to the heart of democracy itself. I mean, if you don't have the information to make good decisions and to influence your legislators, or your council members or your commissioners or whoever, then really we don't really have a democracy.